Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the best-known actors on the planet, and his work consists of some of the highest-grossing movies of all time. While Johnson got his start as a WWE wrestler, it didn't take him long to take Hollywood by storm and become one of the most bankable leading men of the 21st century. With a career that's traversed big-budget blockbusters, major franchise films, and family-friendly adventures, Johnson's rise to the top has come through several distinctive phases. Now that the upcoming A24 sports drama The Smashing Machine could signal the beginning of a new, more dramatic era for the star, there's never been a better time to look back on Johnson's outstanding legacy. Dwayne Johnson first gained prominence as a WWE wrestler under the name The Rock throughout the 1990s, but with his role in The Mummy Returns, he kick-started a Hollywood career. As a major action-adventure blockbuster, Johnson played the antagonistic Matheus of Akkad, an ancient warrior who sold his soul to the Egyptian god Anubis to defeat his enemies. Johnson quickly proved he had the charisma and screen presence needed to make it in the movie industry, and although the film received mixed reviews, his career pivot was warmly received. While Johnson would later become one of the movie industry's most bankable action heroes, it's interesting to see that his career started with a villainous role. It's not often a star's acting debut is so successful that it leads to them reprising their very first role as the leading man, but that's exactly what happened to Dwayne Johnson with The Scorpion King. As an ancient warrior with a fascinating backstory, this enjoyable mummy spin-off expanded upon Johnson's character and gave him the opportunity to step into the limelight. The Scorpion King was well-received enough to act as the inception point for an entire franchise with multiple sequels. However, Johnson was smart enough not to allow himself to be pigeonholed as an actor and didn't return. Instead, The Scorpion King was a stepping stone toward more leading roles, and he became a prominent figure in Hollywood. While Dwayne Johnson was already a household name by 2005, his movie career hadn't given him many opportunities to showcase his range yet. This all changed with the release of Be Cool, an outrageous crime comedy about a mobster in the music industry that featured a scene-stealing performance from Johnson as Elliot Wilhelm. With Johnson as a gay Samoan bodyguard, Be Cool may feel a little outdated by today's standards, but his performance was a highlight. Whether it was through the use of his signature raised eyebrow move or just plain silly energy, Johnson proved he was much more than a brooding muscle man and could hold his own with major comedians. By the time Fast 5 hit theaters, the Fast and Furious series was already one of the biggest franchises on the planet. But this installment truly kicked things into hyperdrive. With more outrageous stunts than ever before, and the addition of Dwayne Johnson as DSS agent Luke Hobbs, this was the point where the Fast series as we know it today really started. Johnson's addition marked a tonal shift in the series from low-level street racing toward over-the-top heist spectacle. Hobbs was a fantastic character, and it's no surprise that Johnson became a fan-favorite mainstay of the series moving forward, even starring in his own spin-off movie, Hobbs and Shaw, opposite Jason Statham. Dwayne Johnson's status as the go-to actor for big-budget, CGI-heavy, blockbuster spectacles happened so gradually that we almost didn't notice. However, movies like the disaster film San Andreas perfectly embody the actor's reputation for starring in visually impressive but ultimately artistically mediocre releases. As the story of a massive earthquake that devastated the west coast of the United States, San Andreas can be lumped together with other Johnson movies like Rampage and Skyscraper as some of his most forgettable endeavors. While it did well at the box office, San Andreas has embodied the litany of disappointing, by-the-numbers Johnson films. While Dwayne Johnson's brooding physique makes him one of the most recognizable stars in Hollywood, his distinctive voice means he's also got what it takes to make it as a voice actor. This was perfectly represented by the role of Maui in Moana, a part that it feels like Johnson was born to play.